I'm Katie DiCarlo, and this is Verbal Vomit, and I'm going to use this show as an example for the topic I'm going to talk about today. Basically, I'm not the most consistent uploader in the whole world. I mean, I don't usually leave you guys hanging for like an entire month, but it's really not exactly every week like I had originally planned. Not the best time manager in the world. Sometimes I let things become more important than maybe they should be, and anyway, the point is if you have a character who maybe is not the best time manager in the whole universe and lets things fall through the cracks and that type of thing, if all of a sudden she is punctual and on time to everything and everything is getting done exactly when it's supposed to, you're breaking character. You're breaking your own rules that you've established for yourself. So what we're going to talk about today is characterization and consistency. Basically, when you write, you have characters, and these characters have personalities. And the most jarring thing that you can, as a writer, do for your reader is make it so that they act out of character. But what does that exactly mean? Well, it's pretty much when their personality doesn't match their actions. One place I see this a lot in is description. Like, let's say you have a really girly character, and she's talking about the guy that she loves. She's probably not going to describe his hair as the same color as the handle of a hammer, because unless she's really into tools, that's probably not something she's going to use as a comparison, even if you as the author would use that as a comparison. And one place to really show how great your characterization can be is through dialogue. Pretty much, when you're writing dialogue, each of your characters should have a distinct voice, whereas if you are reading them, you can understand and identify which character is talking, even without a little dialogue tag. Because everybody in real life has particular speech patterns that you can identify them by, and characters should follow this too. So if he's really highly educated, he should probably talk that way. If he's from rural South Dakota, maybe he talks a little differently. Does he have an accent? How old is he? How young is he? Is it a boy or a girl? Do they have particular lexical choices? Those types of things all factor into how you create your characters. So, how do you go about doing this? Now, you guys should know me well enough by now what I'm going to say, but basically you're going to have to sit down and do some work. Go on to Tumblr or DeviantArt or Facebook and take one of those stupid questionnaires that they always have with all the 500 things about yourself and fill it out as if you were that character. Or go do some writing prompts and answer them from the various perspectives of your characters. Take time to actually develop your character's entire backstory, even if you're not going to use it in the actual story itself. Also, while writing, you're going to ask yourself, what would my character do? How would they react? What do they think of this? How do they feel about it? And you're going to have your characters respond appropriately. Remember, it's not about how you feel or how you maybe think that they should feel. It's how they, as an individual person, would actually react to a situation. Also, what motivates them? Got to think about that. What of all the 1,000 things that have happened to them in their lives, what little details led them to this exact point that you were writing? So, as you're doing all this, before you write, while you're writing, what you should probably do is keep some kind of character chart. Now, I, for example, don't use like a formal like name, age, character traits, zodiac sign. Like, I don't use a formal chart, but I definitely keep track of what things I learn about my character as I'm writing. So even if it's not formal, I do still definitely have notes, and I think everyone should kind of have something like that. I mean, whatever works best for you, but some kind of place where you're keeping track of how your characters change and develop over time, and anything you learn about them as you're working. I think that's really important. However, no matter how carefully you plan or think about what's going on with your characters, sometimes they're going to take the story and run with it, and you're not going to have really any say in that. And I'm going to say just go with it. Sometimes when your characters do something that you didn't really plan for them to do, it's usually your subconscious telling you that what you had planned was retarded and maybe you should do something different. So remember, if you need editing help, I now do that on my website, katiedicarlo.com. And I think that's it for this week. So this video is dedicated to my special snowflake, and I'll see you all next week.